everybody. Okay, so what happened here was that we did the midway Zoom session with students who came online with me about a week ago now. And what we did was we did a couple of activities. One of the activities was to get students into pairs, and what they did was they interviewed each other. And they needed to ask a couple of questions. One, the interviewer needed to ask the interviewee what was the key thing that they'd learned during their placement. And then by sharing that story with their interviewer, the interviewer then also reflected on that answer and then deeply reflected on what their partner explained and shared their story around their placement experience in terms of their key outcome that they've achieved and the key learning that they've undertaken, how that then also inspired their thinking around how they could be a better intern or how they could improve their practice as well. Each interviewee and interviewer introduced themselves and then also talked about which placement they were at, and then we also then placed this onto our Padlet shared area. And as you can see here, we have some great input from students. We also had three postgraduate students visit the workshop as well, and we got them to do a very high level overview of exactly what students were saying collectively, and this is what they came up with. Majority of students were saying one of the key elements that they were learning during their placement was time management and how they could add value to the team and not to be shy and steer away from asking questions when they didn't know something. They also found that the ability to adapt, especially when there's a changing environment, was key to the success of their internship, and also to kind of really get a good understanding of who they're working with, what's their purpose, and what the industry or organisation's expectations are in terms of the culture that they found themselves in. Also to set realistic goals and to also consider that they're doing a unit of study and other units where they need to manage and balance multiple assignments, and also keeping in mind of the expectations that their industry partner is expecting of them as well. So yeah, it's all about asking the right questions, being engaged, and everything that I spoke to in the preparation workshop, and also everything I've been speaking to in terms of progressing through your placement. Don't be shy, and to ask those difficult questions, and to know when to ask those questions at the right time is also really key as well. And so I'm just going to flick through some other students' key takeaways as well. We had a couple of students that did find it really challenging to balance other assessments from other units while also doing this placement and also meeting the tasks, and also just checking in with themselves around are they feeling that they're bringing value to the industry partner in their placement, that it's okay not to feel like that straight away, that it takes time to settle in, to get to know your team that you're working with in your office. Really great way to catch up with colleagues and find out more about their career pathways and all the different skills they bring to the table over coffee, over lunch, etc. So, and also time management again came up really quite, was emphasised throughout the pieces, and just also thinking about skilling up when you're actually in the placement. You're not always going to know what's expected of you, and sometimes you can think you're going to bring everything that you learned through your degree to this point, when in actual fact there will be a lot of on-the-job training as well, and also your own self-development as you're doing your placement too. And then finally, just having a great time and not forgetting to reflect. So these were the key elements in terms of this activity in the midway Zoom session. It was a great session. We spent a couple of hours together, really getting to know one another, creating and extending the network that's already there through peer learning, reflection and interviewing, and then sharing our stories online. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide this link on the Canvas for you for those who weren't able to, come and be involved in the midway Zoom catch-up. It wasn't necessarily compulsory for all students, and it was optional. For those students that it was optional for, you can then grab that link off Canvas and have a better understanding of what your peers have been getting up to. So yes, thank you very much for your time.
Adaptability, and also decision making. These are the necessary skills that's needed, especially when she's working in the law firm. he needs that kind of decision making capabilities in her.
Yeah, I'm there.
Hi, Daniel. So, just a quick check in with your thoughts. How did you find that activity?
Yeah, I find it like really insightful to like see, I guess, other people's experience, and I guess kind of see the similarities in, I guess, the beginning of our placement and what we found challenging and like how we overcame that. So I think it was good to know like that like I'm not alone in like your challenges and like other people have the same things and like kind of their approach and like you can I guess take that to put into your own method to like how to approach tasks and things like that.
Yeah, totally. It's amazing how often we think we're the only ones that are dealing with certain things, right?
Yeah.
It's so true. We can live in our own little bubble and not realise that it's a shared experience and that you can get such value from sharing stories with others.